Hello people, how are we on this gorgeous day? I'm Potsy101 and we're here to talk about DMZ, the future of DMZ, and for those of you wishing to stay around and carry on with it, push forward with it, do your missions. I bet you're solo, so this is some things to talk about that I think will help you moving forward as a solo player in DMZ, because let's face it, we're not all going to ditch for Modern Warfare 3. A lot of you are going to hang around and keep plugging. So, without further ado, let's move into it. Now, the future of DMZ is unsure, we know. The way I see it personally is if they carry on getting big numbers, we're more likely to get stuff. If they don't get the big numbers, we won't. And let's face it, most people are going to move on from DMZ. They're going to move on to Modern Warfare 2, 3, play zombies, blah blah blah. On myself, I'm going to buy Modern Warfare 3. I wasn't originally, but I'm a big zombies fan, so I want to give that a try. I'll be making videos on that, but I love DMZ and I do want to stick with it. It's just a fun game to play, especially if you do have people to play with. But missions slowly run out, and I don't know, we'll see anyway, but I don't want to give up on DMZ. So the chances are, if you're watching this, you're a solo player. I think you're going to carry on playing DMZ because you want to be cracking out your missions. Now, I'm a big missions man. I love doing the missions. My PvP has got more and more as time's gone on, because I've just unlocked things, completed missions, and ultimately just run out of things to do. But I do love grinding through missions. So if you're one of those people, these are the things that are going to really help you out. Okay? Now, the first thing I want to talk about is gun attachments and guns. Now, this is something that I've found on Call of Duty throughout time. So I'm not just talking about in Modern Warfare 2, I'm talking about every Call of Duty I've ever found, or played, I should say, sorry. Now, when you go into your guns and your gun attachments, obviously they have specific statistics attached to those, and obviously you put the parts onto the gun based on those stats. Why wouldn't you? But one thing I have really found is that the stats don't really line up with how these attachments actually perform and affect the guns. So take something like Attack 56. Now, this gun, straight out the box, no attachments, is just a really good gun. It's very accurate, very low recoil, quite powerful, brilliant gun. Now, you can easily go slap a load of attachments on this, thinking it's going to make it awesome, and all of a sudden 5 attachments are on it, and you're thinking, this gun don't really feel all that great anymore. You've ruined the gun, not made it better. Now, the point I'm getting to is that don't put attachments on your weapon based purely on what the game is telling you, because it doesn't work. The bottom line is you have to test these parts for yourself, okay? You will often find that putting things on that, in theory, don't add what you're wanting them to add, do add what you want them to add. For example, I've recently done an M13B build, which is one of my short videos on here, you'll find it. Lovely little gun. Now, I tested thoroughly all foregrips, trying to add recoil, accuracy, aim and stability, and I tested them, all the ones that were in that category, okay, thoroughly, and I narrowed them down slowly, 4, 5, 3, 2, to what were the better ones, okay. But even after I'd done this, I was still not overwhelmed with what they were adding. So I thought, you know what, knowing Call of Duty and knowing how it is normally with attachments, I'm going to slap on a complete wild card, which is what I'd done. Something that in theory didn't add recoil and stability and aim down sight times and whatever other things. Something that was probably for hip fire accuracy, and I don't know what it was. I just slapped it on. Well, blow me down. This thing was awesome. And I'm not just saying, you know, I put it on and I was like, oh yeah, I think this is marginally better. I put this thing on and that was like, wow. The recoil and accuracy on this thing is superb. Yet it's not supposed to be for those benefits. So just make sure you test things, okay? Now, my biggest point to hand for this is for sniper rifles, okay, is the MCPR 300. Now, this is not something that just I do. This is something, in fact, the guy in this game, he swears by this absolutely, and we've kept this to ourselves as a secret for a long time, okay? But now DMZ's, you know, fading into the background a little bit, and you guys are going to keep pushing. I'm giving this to you as a real tip. We're relinquishing the secret. Now, the MCPR 300 has a stubby barrel with a built-in suppressor. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, if it's a stubby barrel, surely to God, this thing is going to have rubbish bullet drop, or should I say high bullet drop, rubbish range, rubbish accuracy. No. Right, trust me. This, I don't know if it's a mistake, but again, this is Call of Duty history, okay? This thing brings several benefits, right? One, it's really, when I say a stubby, this thing really is short, okay? I'll bring it up in a minute and show you what the build is, the gun and the barrel. So, when you're at windows, you don't have to be far back from the window because your barrel's not sticking out through the window. When you're laid in a bush, you know, with your sniper rifle out, your sniper barrel's not sticking out from the bush meter. Take something like the Victus with long barrels on. I mean, this thing is so goddamn long. I mean, you're nigh on poking people in the eye the other side of the map. Am I right? I mean, this thing is huge. So this stubby barrel is so much more discreet, number one. Number two, because it's a stubby barrel, it comes with better movement speed, better agility. So, you know, straight away you're faster, and let's face it, you know, sniper rifles are a slow thing to run around with and maneuver with. So, yeah, another benefit. And number three, more than anything, is the accuracy and the bullet drop on this thing are superb. I'm not saying it's better from the long barrels, but it is equally as good. We snipe people with this 500 meters plus regularly with very, very little bullet drop. I mean, up to 500 meters, well, maybe 400 meters, say, you can pretty much aim on the dot and you're going to hit. Even at further ranges, the allowance you need to give on this thing is minimal. You will be really, really surprised by this barrel. Okay? And benefit number four, it has a built-in suppressor. You have just opened up a whole nother attachment slot for free. Huh? I mean, what comes better than that? So you've got your barrel, you've got your suppressor, you still have a whole nother 4 slots to add whatever it is you think you need. This thing is superb. I mean, we find it hard to move away from it, to be honest, you know, because other sniper rifles, yes, they're as good, but you're having to add the barrel and the suppressor as 2 separate items. Okay, so this is a big deal. Honestly, you really, 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 really need to try this. This is a superb tip. Okay, get on it. Now, this next one is something I've sworn by for a long time, and I know to start with you're going to think, really, seriously, I don't believe, you know, what you're talking about. But if you're a solo, you really need to do this. And as a player, I know we all want to go for the best loot, or what we think is the best loot. We're all trying to get the best stuff all the while, okay? But ditch the large backpack. Okay, I can't stress this enough, right? If you're a solo player, you're trying to avoid, you know, getting into unnecessary fights, you're trying to avoid being seen, ditch the large backpack. This thing is yellow and is huge. I mean, you may as well run around the map with a sign, you know, with a bullseye on your back. Literally, you might as well stick a bullseye on your back if you're going to wear the large backpack. Okay? Yes, I know you need the extra slots, and yes, I know you want to be able to carry that extra weapon if you get a kill or you find a dead body, you want to nick their gun. Okay? Medium backpack does these things. Yes, there's a couple less slots in it. Trust me, this makes minimal difference. Otherwise, go for the scavenger backpack. You know, if you're doing a mission where you need to be carrying loads of things, or you're doing passives and you want to be carrying loads of things, use the scavenger backpack. Okay, it doesn't stand out anywhere near as much. But the medium backpack gives you quite a few slots extra. It's small and it's black. I mean, what more could you ask for? So for the sake of 2 extra slots, you're going from a small backpack to something that's huge. I mean, this thing sticks up above you. You're bent down in a bush or something. Trust me, the countless times I spot people just because I see their backpack and I get a free kill. They're hid down in a bush somewhere. They don't even know I'm there. I can see their backpack sticking out. I crawl over, execute them from behind, or, you know, snipe them from behind. Just because I can see this sodden great yellow backpack sticking out, middle of nowhere. Okay? Trust me, this is a game changer. You really need to just run around with a medium backpack. Very rarely do I take a large backpack. Very rarely. Okay? If you're solo, this is a must. Okay? Okay, next is vehicles. No, I hear a lot of people going on about, you know, if you're in DMZ, you must have a vehicle. Need a vehicle. I don't agree with this. I'm surprised in how much ground you can make on foot. I mean, I've gone halfway across a map thousands and thousands and thousands of times without being seen, in plenty of time. Vehicles stamp you on the map and you stick out like a sore thumb. If you're a solo, again, you know, trying to keep out of trouble, trying to not be seen too much, you know, a vehicle's not the way forward. No, I understand sometimes you do just need to make ground, especially for missions and things. So yes, obviously I do use vehicles, but treat them as a disposable asset. You know, just find something quick, just a motorbike, a quad, you know, just whatever's a fast car. You know, if you really need to just shoot somewhere, jump in it, blast to where you want to get to, or well, actually that's wrong, blast to near to where you want to get to. Okay, ditch the vehicle a reasonable distance before where it is you're actually going. Okay, face the vehicle into a different direction, start going off. You know, if you're heading north, the place you want is north, quickly aim the vehicle west, you know, shoot forward 100 meters west, ditch the vehicle, let it roll off, and straight away run in the direction you actually want to go. Okay, and then finish your way there on foot. Again, countless times I've killed people because I've seen they're in a vehicle on the map. I can see them heading in. I quickly, you know, run over, fly down off a building, whatever, or off some rocks, you know, down to where they're going. The minute they jump out of their vehicle, boom, I've killed them. They're done. They're dead. They don't know I'm coming in because they're in the vehicle. So if you are going to use a vehicle, treat it as a disposable asset, and don't ever drive it exactly to where you're going. You know, make it face into a different direction to where you're actually heading, so it looks like you're going somewhere else. Jump out and get away from the vehicle as quickly as possible in the opposite direction to where you're actually going. Okay, makes sense? So vehicles, just be wary. And finally, just for this video, I just want to say, don't underestimate the ghillie suit. I know if you do manage to unlock some really cool skin, or you buy a skin and you want to use it, but I have been laid down on the floor in ghillie suits and had players walk right past me and stand right next to me and have never ever seen me. I've taken out 3-man teams laid on the floor with them next to me because they didn't know I was there. So don't underestimate the ghillie suit. So this is all from me for this one. I hope I haven't droned on too much, but I do hope that these things help. I wouldn't say them and tell you about them if they genuinely didn't help me. So hope to see you out in the DMZ, roaming free in the DMZ, as we say. Keep safe, keep gaming, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.